Intro. The voice that made America cry is gone. She was the voice behind heartbreak, longing, and pure emotion, the soundtrack to an entire generation's dreams and disappointments. With just a few notes, she could make America cry. But now that voice has been silenced. Connie Francis, the legendary singer who ruled the airwaves in the late 50s and early 60s with tear-soaked ballads like Who's Sorry Now and Don't Break the Heart That Loves You, has passed away at the age of 87. But her story isn't just one of musical success, it's filled with obsession, tragedy, and resilience that most fans never knew about. Her life was anything but easy. Behind the powerful vocals and polished image was a woman battling forces she could never fully escape from, a controlling father who treated her more like an investment than a daughter, to a horrifying assault that nearly destroyed her, 2 years of mental health struggles that kept pulling her back into the shadows. You know the hits, but you don't know the price she paid to give them to you. And what happened to her behind the scenes will change the way you hear her voice forever. 1. Born to be a star, or was she forced? Before she ever sang a single note on national radio, Connie Francis was already being groomed for the spotlight. Born Conchetta Franco-Nero in Newark, New Jersey in 1938, she didn't get to choose her childhood. That decision had already been made by her father. George Franco-Nero was the kind of man who didn't believe in normal childhoods. He saw something in his daughter, something valuable. At just 3 years old, Connie was handed an accordion. Not a doll, not a storybook, an accordion. And from that moment on, the expectations were set. This little girl was going to become a star, whether she wanted it or not. By the time she was 4, Connie was already performing at local clubs, lodges, and churches, sometimes singing, sometimes just playing music. But it was never just for fun. Her father treated every performance like a business deal, managing her every move, choosing her songs, her outfits, even her stage name. At 11, she became a regular on local TV shows. And not long after, she started appearing on national talent competitions like Ted Mack's Original Amateur Hour and Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts. One host told her to drop the accordion. Another told her to change her last name. She followed both instructions because saying no was never really an option. As she entered her teenage years, Connie was still performing constantly, but to keep up with the schedule and get into clubs where she was legally too young to be, she and her father used forged documents. She wasn't old enough to drive, but she was already living like a full-time entertainer, chasing a dream that wasn't entirely hers. Her early style, an echo of other famous singers, Patti Page, Rosemary Clooney. She mimicked their voices while recording demo takes for music publishers. She was doing everything right, everything her father wanted. But behind the polished performances was a young girl quietly losing control of her own life.